everyone, my name is Mariana and I am a dating and relationship coach, and I am so glad that you are here. A few years ago, I was stuck in a very toxic relationship. It left me questioning my worth, my choices, and it left me wondering whether or not healthy love was possible. But I did the inner work. I healed, I went through a coaching certification. Now I'm in a relationship that is healthy, loving, supportive, that actually feels safe, fun, and aligned. So now I help others do the same. Whether you're going through a breakup, you're getting into dating, you want to improve your current relationship, I am here to support you. This channel here is to give you that support, that clarity, so you can create real and healthy love in your life and avoid the mistakes that I made, because I wish I would have had somebody there to kind of help guide me. So if this sounds like your vibe, hit subscribe and I'd love the support. Let's get started into this advice Q&A. So I have an Instagram page, and there I ask people, hit me with your dating and relationship questions that you need help with, advice on, a new perspective on. So I'm here to answer all the questions, and if you just found this channel and you want some questions answered or some advice, comment down below and I will include it in my next video. The first one is, how do you find love? That is such a broad question, but I guess I can give a simplified answer, and to that I say you have to be clear on what you want. And so when you're intentional with your search, a lot of the times people get into dating and they allow themselves to just be swept up in the dating game, and that although it's good to live in the moment, if we approach dating with intention and mindfulness and we know and are clear on what we want, that sets you up for success. So what I would recommend is, before you go on any date, I want you to write a list of what real deep qualities you want in a partner. And I don't mean the superficial things like he has to have blue eyes and blonde hair, or curly hair, or green eyes, or he has to be 6'4", right? None of those things. It should be, okay, I want somebody that values family. I want someone who values honesty. I want somebody who is loyal. I want somebody who, your list, for everybody, it just looks different. So what do you value? What do you want from your partner? Not the superficial things, but it goes deeper than that, because we also don't want to be super picky. It's like, oh, I wanted somebody in finance and they don't work in finance, so bye-bye. It's like, okay, let's be more open-minded. You have to focus on what is actually going to be good for your soul, for your life, that will align with your goals. And then you just go from there, right? But you have to be sure of what is it that you want. Next question, how do you trust again after being betrayed? That is a question that a lot of you actually asked, and I dealt with cheating in my previous relationship. My partner cheated on me, and honestly, I didn't find out for years. And that left me feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have trust issues for the rest of my life. But we can't live and operate off of fear. What we can do is be more mindful. Don't put those rose-colored glasses on straight away. Stay alert, stay observant, because people will let you know who they are. But sometimes we get confused with the sweet words and everything, right? And so you have to look clear. Is this person treating me with respect? Are they making time for me? Is there weird situations that make me feel a little bit doubtful? We have to stay very observant, but also stay trusting. I don't want you to ever feel like you can't trust anybody else again. That's part of life as well, risk. You don't know when you're gonna die next. You don't walk around all the time saying, am I gonna die today? So you can't do that. If you started to date somebody, are they gonna cheat? Are they gonna do this? You can't live like that. Just stay present, stay observant, but stay loving, stay open. Don't bring that past experience to your current relationship. Take what you learned, but don't bring that negative experience and cloud what could be a very beautiful relationship, because then that's when self-sabotage happens. You're fearful that this person's going to betray you too. And so you got to step back, breathe into it, be with those feelings and let them go. It's an entirely new experience with each person that you meet. Don't let those old experiences cloud what could be very beautiful. Don't carry those negative experiences with you. You can learn from them, but let them stay there. You are experiencing a new love, and this is an entirely new person. And look out for red flags. Don't put those rose-colored glasses on straight away, okay? Protect yourself as well. Next question, how to let go of someone you liked a lot. And to this I say, give it time. I think a lot of the times we try to pressure ourselves to, oh, I have to forget them, I have to forget about them. But the more you try to forget them, the more they stay there, right? You're thinking about them again and again and again. Be with that moment and say, okay, I like them a lot. Stay with that feeling. It's okay. There's no shame in that. Be in that present moment. It's like, yes, I really like this person. It sucks that they don't want to be with me or they don't like me. Be with that feeling, and the less you resist it, the more you'll slowly let that person go. And here's the thing, we as a society get attached very, very quickly because we feel like without this person, you'll never find somebody else again. You will never find somebody else that you'll like as much. And that's not true, right? There's so many people in this world. So always remember that somebody new will come along, but right now you don't need to focus on that. If you're having a hard time, just be with that moment without shame, journal about it. And what I want you to also do is, what about that person is hard to let go of? Is it how they made you feel? Is it how they were? Is it the joy they brought into your life? And so take all those qualities, those things that you liked about that person, and implement them in yourself. If you like how much joy that person brought, find things that bring you joy. What can you do in your life to bring you joy? Turn it back around into yourself and focus on that. It will help a lot. How to find a woman that's not emotionally unavailable. Investing, then wasting time. So here's where it's really important to ask the right questions when you're first getting to know somebody, because if you actually pay attention, people will tell you that they are emotionally unavailable. You have to look for the signs, but a lot of the times what happens is you go on a date, it's going great, and so you almost get blinded by that, and you get so excited, and then you start getting attached, and that's all, you just want to be with this person, that we start to ignore little comments or actions that they take that could tell us a lot. So stay observant, stay mindful. But if it happens to where you looked out for the signs, didn't see it coming, I don't want you to feel like your investment in that relationship was a waste of time, because you experience beautiful things. You experience your own love, how you can love someone deeply, how giving you can be. Those experiences are beautiful, and I don't want you to feel like they're a waste of your time. Every experience that we go through, we're meant to go through. Just imagine if you love the wrong person so deeply, imagine how it's going to feel with the right person. Next question. Am I selfish if I need my time alone for my relationship? Not at all. It is completely normal, and actually it's very healthy for you and your partner to spend time apart from each other or alone. We all operate differently, so maybe you require more alone time than your partner, and that is where communication is going to be really important, because what oftentimes happens is if you want to be alone, then the person starts to question, are they sick of me? And then they start a forming story in their own head, and it can create some friction. So it's important to communicate and say, hey, this is very important to me. I love you, but I have to have some time alone, and it has nothing to do with you. It's just how I recharge my batteries. It's going to help me show up even better in this relationship if I get this time alone. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is no right or wrong way to do relationships. It's as long as you both communicate and you both feel supported and loved. And if that person doesn't accept that, then you might not be compatible. And it's not that they're in the wrong or you're in the right. It's just about compatibility as well sometimes. But it's very, very important to communicate first with your partner, and there's nothing wrong with wanting alone time. Next question. How to know if my expectations are appropriate? My perception was ruined by narcissistic exes. That happens a lot, I feel like, when you are manipulated for a long time or you're gaslit by a previous relationship where you feel like the problems that you expressed are shushed away, and they're like, you're just crazy. And then so in your next relationship, you're like, should I bring this up? So what I'm gonna have you do, it's just your body can feel when something feels aligned and when something doesn't. The body doesn't lie. The inner voice, that quiet little voice that hides in there that's not as loud, it knows your truth. So slow down. And this is why I think spending time journaling, sitting time with yourself in silence, can give you so much wisdom and truth about what is it that you actually want and your needs. What happens a lot of the times, it's like, wait, maybe I don't need this. Maybe I'm being too needy. And it's that voice that's a compilation of everything that's outside of you, of past experiences. Tune in, what feels right to me? That is your truth, and you need to stick by that. Don't doubt it. Listen to it. Why is healing painful, and why so many people doing it so easily? That's because what you see is the highlight reel. Healing can look different for everybody. Everybody's relationships were different. Everybody's breakup experiences were different. So you can't ever compare your journey to others. And I need you to quit doing that because it's not going to be helpful to you. And so your life is not a highlight reel. So take it day by day. Shut the outside noise out. Quit scrolling on social and focus on you. What can you do each day to help you feel better, to help you heal, to get out of that victimhood cycle that this happened to me and this is me now, I'll never be able to be happy again? It's like, that's not true. Everybody heals differently. Everybody's journey is different. So quit that comparison game. And if it's taking you longer than others, that's okay. But I don't want you to stay in one place because, oh, I'll never heal and I'm just gonna wallow in self-pity. That's not healthy either. So as long as you set tiny little goals day in and day out, slowly but surely you'll look back and say, wow, I made so much progress. There's no need to rush anything. You're not against a clock. You're on your own time. Next question, how do you know you have healed? You will know. You will know. I do want to make it clear that you're never going to be 100% healed and everything's going to be peachy perfect. There's always going to be things that might trigger you, but the difference is when you are more healed, you react to things differently. So what once would have triggered a really bad reaction out of you, you approach it with peace and you approach it with love and calmness. That's when you know you've reached that place of, this hurts and I can process that, and that reminds me of a past experience, but I will no longer react the way that I used to. So I think you know you've healed when you react in a more mindful way. When you let go of that identity of I'm a victim and this happened to me. It's like, yes, that happened in my life, but that's not me. I'm not gonna let that define me. So it's a feeling that you get, and you will feel it. And sure, there will always be triggers, but it's how you respond and approach the situation where you know it's like, I made progress. All right, everyone, that was it for today. This is so exciting to finally be on this platform. I'm very, very excited, and I can't wait to continue to make videos. So if you want to subscribe, I have a feeling you won't regret it. Okay? Okay. See you next time.